forward.
I'd like to move off of Ralph and Ronnie and on to Benjy today because Lisa came in with a news story about that duet you recorded with Elisa, and quickly it turned into you and Howard were going at it a little bit there. Were you offended that he asked you that, why aren't you sleeping with this girl by now? It's been a year already.
Well, first of all, things get easily, characterized one way. Like Robin said once, and this is very true with the show, things become comedy truth. So it can just be, something someone throws out there and then suddenly it's true. And yeah, I was offended that he decides I'm not a man if we haven't had intercourse yet. I don't like to being characterized that way. If he feels that way, that's fine. But I was getting angry in the moment.
But it was more than that. He was also saying how and maybe I'm reading between the lines incorrectly here, but he feels you're being used a little bit here with Elisa. And, I mean, I think the question was posed, if the show went away, does your relationship still exist? And he said no.
Well, I absolutely don't think that. I mean, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. She's in love with me. I'm in love with her. And it's a great, nice beginning of a relationship.
Is the news now stopping any stories about Benjy and Elisa per Howard?
I gotta tell you, I mean, for Lisa to come off of this beat and not do any more stories, she's shaking like a heroin addict in withdrawals back there. She's, this was her thing in a weird way. She was obsessed with this story. And, I think it's a good thing for Lisa that we stopped doing this and she
put too much into it?
Oh yeah. Personally, this is just my opinion, but I think she likes Benjy. I think she cares for Benjy, and I think she feels that he might be being misled or used.
So we should go there for a second, because we had this conversation during the break. The TV guys were hitting me like crazy, because I wasn't looking at the screen, and they were saying that once Benjy said something to indicate to Lisa that they were really boyfriend and girlfriend, and they said that Lisa got really sad. The feeling was like her whole body language changed. And I thought they were sad that, I thought they were saying that Lisa was sad that she was jealous of Benjy having a relationship. But they were saying that she likes Benjy.
Well, and Lisa, I've told you this from day one, she likes to, throw like a jump ball type question in the newsroom for all of us to discuss at certain points. And, a lot of it is kind of weird stuff. But since this whole thing went down with Benjy and Elisa, she's been throwing it out there maybe every day.
Throwing what out there?
So what do you think's going to happen between these two? Do you really think they're living together? Do you, and it's just it's a lot of questions every day.
I could play big armchair psychologist, and I could say to myself, I wonder if Lisa saw Benjy, the diamond in the rough, but of course, looks at him and goes, I like him, but I would need to change a bunch of things about him. And then seeing that somebody did change a bunch of things about him that she likes.
Yeah, it could have been her. Ronnie, you're an expert in all things, Lisa. Do you think there's a little crush, a little jealousy going on here?
I'm not sure if it's a crush or it's she's worried that he's going to get hurt, because that's what she keeps saying to me, that she's worried he's going to get hurt.
She's worried that Benjy's going to get hurt.
He's going to get hurt.
This whole environment has this thing when you step beyond the box. Oh, you can't do that. That's not what we expected, and you're going to get hurt. They just were doing that with Ronnie about the TV show.
Hold on, but
what's going to happen if all this goes away?
But Benjy, you're not an innocent in all this, and I look at like you're playing it in here like, oh, you can't step outside the box, but you want to tell everybody, hey, we're in love, we're doing this whole thing, and then you make that song and put it out there and act like we're not going to get it, listen to it, and critique it.
Oh, you can critique it. I think it's a wonderful song. I think it's a great song.
But I also think it's you and Elisa starving for attention is what it is.
Oh, okay, so Gary. So fine.
No, it is what it is. It's just, I think you guys want to be noticed by the show. I think you like that.
It is fun. We are both performers to get. What are you laughing about, Gary?
Because you're different kinds of. You're a performer, no doubt, but you're not a singer.
Yes, I am.
Well, now you are, because you said you are.
And I sang a song, and it's recorded, and it's very, very fucking good.
Well, that's an opinion. Everything you said was a fact up until then.
You're right. And I don't change it by saying it's great. You don't say it by saying it's not great. It's out there. It's a piece of art. You can judge it. It's called Online Sweetheart. Google it.
It's interesting because you never judge anybody who puts stuff out there before.
What?
You don't. You sit in the chair every day and write jokes about you. You're always judging people, and then when you get judged, you seem to be irritated.
I'm not irritated by someone saying that. I wasn't irritated by the song being judged.
So what irritated you today?
When Howard says like, oh, you're a pussy, you're being effeminate if you haven't had sex yet. That irritates me.
I don't think it was just about the sex, though. He's saying that you're jumping through all these hoops, you're making all these changes.
How's that? Wait.
Whoa! Stop the clock. See, now we're going to. I could do this. Now we're going to the vortex. But how come Lisa wears makeup? How come Gary get his teeth fixed?
Gary, let me answer.
Okay.
Do you find it unusual that I would have fun recording a song? How about a yes or no?
No. Yes. No, I don't find it unusual. Yes, it's odd that you're taking. I think you're taking it a little serious, and I think you have ulterior motives.
What's the ulterior motive?
To try to get her on the air, to try to make her super famous.
Okay, so I enjoy recording a song, and yeah, we want it to be successful. It's a very good song. I want it to be played everywhere. When you created your book, was your ulterior motive to get your book out?
Yeah, no, my ulterior motive was to sell books.
But you're right. Now you created a piece of art, the book, and then you said, "Hey, this is a good piece of art, and I want to get it out there. I want people to hear it." Yes, I feel that way about the song. The song is a really good song.
And I'm saying I understand exactly what you're saying. It makes sense. I don't believe you.
What don't you believe?
I don't believe that you want to get it out there as a piece of art. I think you want to get it out there. I think you want to get it out there for a reason that has nothing to do with music. Whether it's being famous or getting her famous.
I enjoy all that stuff. Yes, I would enjoy making money off it. I enjoy getting played.
I don't think you want to make money off it.
But I do think it's a really great song, and I think I did a really good job in it. But that part you'll have to judge for yourself.
JT, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, first of all, we do a whole bunch of things to try and get a girl's attention, whether we lift weights, dress differently, buy a Corvette, whatever it is, and just to get a girl's attention.
Right, that's true, JT. No, but that's true. But then don't your friends call you out on it? Your good friends? I mean, they bust your balls about it.
And how much time do you invest in getting that girl's attention?
But
wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ. Hold on. Damn. Gary, you were screwed up by saying that, she needs to change a whole bunch of things about what? What do you mean a whole bunch of things about Benjy? There may be 2 or 3 things that he needs to change in order to be better.
I'm not saying that Benjy needs to change at all. I was trying to look through Lisa's eyes. I don't think Benjy can be whoever he wants. I'm not going to date him. I'm not going to change him. I'm saying that in Lisa's eyes, I think that she said, boy, if I could change a few things about him, I would like him more.
A few things. You said a whole lot of things earlier.
For her, it might be a whole lot of things. I'm talking.
Anyway, it's a good thing, Maybe he may lose a little bit of weight, but his personality is freaking great. Maybe after 2 or 3 months, when he drops down some weight, he'll meet somebody else, and maybe she'll then be trying to chase him down instead of him chasing her.
But what's the matter with the girl he's with now?
We're both chasing each other, and we both love each other right now. And
you're in love?
Yes.
You tell her that you love her?
Yes.
And she loves you?
Yes.
She told you that?
Yes.
In a romantic way or a friendly way? Because the way it came across when she was here.
But that was before.
But that wasn't that long ago.
You're right. It changed. But at that time, I was losing weight. She was very impressed what I did. What she thought it took a tremendous balls to get up in front of the press conference. And she even said, if you listen to that thing, like, hey, I do love him. It's like I'm not attracted, but then I get so torn because I am so into him.
Do you think that she's in love with the fame?
No, absolutely not. I think she enjoys it, and I enjoy it too. I enjoy her talents. I enjoy, I enjoy that kind of stuff. But it's not. I don't think that's what she's in love with.
I got to ask you a question. This is something that a lot of guys go through. So I'm not just picking on you. Is there any part of you?
Smell?
No. Is there any part of you that wonders to yourself, if I didn't talk about her on the air all the time, would things be a little different?
No, I mean, I could play with that, like, just in the same way. I'd never seriously pondered suicide, but I could intellectually think about it. But no, it's not like a thought like that.
Ronnie, did you think Howard was off base when he told Benjy that it's not very, I'm not going to use the words he used, but it's not very manly to have gone with this girl for this long, be sleeping next to her and have not had sex at this point?
Well, that's his opinion. He could say what he wants. But in my opinion, with this whole thing, with Benjy, everybody says that she's using Benjy, and I don't feel that. Benjy knew what he was getting into from day one with her. Okay. He knew.
What was he getting into?
Well, basically, when he first met her, they were friends. Okay. They weren't romantically involved. He was in his own way, but she wasn't. So him doing all of these things, what he's doing is trying to win her over. It's like me writing a poem for somebody. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do whatever he can to win this girl over, to be romantically involved with him. So I don't feel that she's really using him, because if he would have seen by now that, it wasn't really going anywhere, like when she was on the air and she said, well, I love Benjy to death, but we're just, it's kind of like a friend thing. At that point, if he didn't want to go ahead with it, he would have just walked away. And he's going full bore. He's going full bore now. There's no turning back.
I still have like 30 pounds I want to lose, but the amount I've lost, like a year ago, I was a slob. I'm still a slob, but I'm a much better looking slob.
Well, I think you look thinner, but here's my question.
And that makes a difference, Garrett. Like, if you had met Mary and she was 40 pounds heavier, or 50 pounds, do you think you would have dated her?
No, but
do you think you would have dated her?
No, but see, this is not my issue with you is different than everyone else's. I'm with Ronnie. I sort of get what you're going for, and it's fine that you go for it. I just don't think you're as sort of being as upfront about it. And, geez, I had a question I was going to ask you.
Well, hold on, because we got to take a break. But we'll come back. Gary will remember his question. I'll take some more calls. We'll talk more about Benjy, more about Ronnie, more about everything that happened on today's show. It's the wrap-up show you're listening to on Howard 100 and Howard 101.
A recap and behind-the-scenes look at The Stern Show. Wrap-Up Show. Call in.
888-STERN-100. The Wrap-Up Show.
Wrap-Up Show. With John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate.
Hey, this is Jewel, and you're listening to John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate on The Wrap-Up Show.
Welcome back to The Wrap-Up Show. 888-STERN-100. Give us a call and let us know what you thought about today's Howard Stern Show. And Gary, did you remember your Benjy question?
I did. What I was saying is I can't figure out where true love and shtick, where true love is here and then shtick is on the other end, and it's so morphed in I can't figure it out. So when you wear the hats with Elisa's name on them all over the place into work, is that because you're in love with her, or is that because you're seeking some sort of odd attention?
When I wear hats with her name, it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing.
But that's answer the question is it because you love her so much, or because you're seeking some sort of odd attention?
I would say it's both.
I think part of their love is shtick. I mean, she gets off on it, and he enjoys doing it.
But my problem is you can't be upset with people giving you shit for this, because all you're doing is bringing this into the spotlight. This is all your own doing. Like for example, Richie Wilson's engaged. There's other people here that are in relationships that it's not in the spotlight. There's not people pulling Richie Wilson inside and going, "Hey, watch your ass."
Well, surely,
you know what I mean?
I agree with you. But I can still have an emotional reaction when I think people are being mean about something or lying.
But the only reason they have an opinion is because you brought it out there.
That's fine. But there's you can have. You're right. I would expect reaction to it and opinions about it, but I'm not gonna I'm gonna react too when they bring their things out.
So here's a question I have for you. If JD came in tomorrow and said he was dating a girl and he went through all the stuff that you're going through, and JD came in with a song where he was auto-tuned to death, and don't say you weren't because you were, and it's like
that's how I sing.
It's like a fun it's like a fun song. You wouldn't write jokes for Howard about that?
Yeah, I think I think I would do it in a more like I love you, you're a schmuck kind of way. But I think you guys sometimes do it in a more mean-spirited way.
By the way,
I haven't been doing it, by the way.
If that's the way you sing, you might have a case against a gentleman by the name of T-Pain. You might want to look into suing him.
Was he copying me?
I think so.
I have a question about the whole sex thing. So you guys make such a big deal about it. First of all, if I came in tomorrow and said, "Oh, we've had intercourse," if you guys asked me about it, would it change your opinion?
Opinion of what?
Of this whole thing.
Well, I mean, consummating a relationship does sort of bring it from one side to the other side. I think a lot of people view it that way.
Okay.
I think the issue more is you being upfront about it. Like if you
being honest about it and saying hey, so it'd be better if I lied about it. Like
if you said, you know what, she's special. I really don't want to talk about that kind of thing.
Right.
Versus saying, no, we haven't. Yes, we have. No, we haven't. Yes, we have.
Well, it's hard. You know what? You're right. I would rather probably go that route. But it's also like it's very like I always have a problem with that word anti-ethical to the show.
Anti what?
Anti-ethical or something like that. I can't remember how the word's pronounced. No, but anyway, it's not like the show's sort of format. Like I would like to. I don't think to me it's not a big deal.
Did you say you sleep with her naked? She sleeps naked in your bed?
Partially, yeah. Sometimes.
How do you deal with that?
What do you mean?
No, seriously.
See, that's where you act weird. How do you do that? Of course
that's not a weird question. Dude, how do you sleep?
How do you deal with
sleep
that?
next to a girl half naked who you love and you definitely want? I'm assuming want to have sex with.
Yeah.
So,
but I also
or even just don't you just even want to like cuddle with her naked?
Wait. I said we haven't had intercourse.
Okay.
That's all I've said. Like, but we've done everything else, and I also sensed I could absolutely have had sex at this point, but I also sensed that I could make it happen, but she doesn't want to.
Oh, that was the other thing.
At this point.
That was the other thing.
She wants to take it a little slower.
That was the other thing I was going to bring up. I've heard your...
I could force her.
I know you can. I've heard your sex stories from the past,
right.
And you don't appear to be the kind of guy, a 45-year-old man.
I'm not 45.
You are.
No,
who
I'm
wants to wait. You never. You used to not be able to wait 11 seconds.
No, listen. This is someone I'm in love with. I'm looking towards I think if it keeps going the way it is, this will be my wife.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
No problem. Listen, yeah, there's part of me like hormones or whatever. Like, yeah, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm very attracted to her. I love her. I experienced like just looking at her. I experienced like love and lust at the same time, which was an incredible feeling. But I don't have any problem like taking my time with something like this.
So wait a minute. So are you basically saying what you're doing right now? You're doing everything with her except intercourse? So are you saving that for when you get married? Is that what you're really doing?
No, it's just like I sense, and we openly talk about it. She'd rather take some time with that.
Gary, when Howard was telling Benjy how he felt, he was being sincere, and two, he was pissed in a way.
Well, and I understand what Howard makes a good point. You guys are, I know like teenagers wait or devout Christians wait, but you guys are sort of at the point in life where you sort of know. She must know already.
Right.
So what are you waiting for? Because you know.
It's just, I sense.
I was just saying that's his point.
I don't like to, it's funny, I always, when I love somebody, there are things I feel I could get them to do, but I'd want to wait till it's the right time for them to.
But the fact that you guys have been together.
And I know she did it right now. She loves making me happy, and I know she would do it right now to make me happy, but I also know she'd rather wait.
For what, though? What do you think she's waiting for?
Just a little bit more, just that we're more like.
So she's not fully in love with you then?
Well, I think
because she must have a question in her mind if she's waiting.
I don't think so.
Is she waiting for you to propose?
I don't think so.
But you never stop and think, God, maybe she's on the fence because if she's holding this back, maybe she's not sure about me.
No, I don't.
So she's sure about you.
I don't think that's the case.
So if she's sure about you, what is she holding back for?
I think because she wants us to she feels more comfortable to wait a little bit. Maybe if to you that defines not sure, that's fine. But I'm also not ready to get married today. But if this keeps going the way it is,
if you sleep with her, do you have to marry her?
If you sleep with somebody, you have to marry someone.
No, I mean her.
No, not in America.
I've only known one other guy that has waited with sex with a chick, and that's because he came putting the rubber on. That's the only reason.
We got to wrap up.